Good morning. Welcome to First Unitarian Congregation of Toronto, in person and online, where our mission is to nurture connection, share life's joys and sorrows, and act for love and justice. We welcome you, whether you're joining us from around the corner or around the world, and whether you're a longtime member of this community or visiting us for the first time. No matter where you are on life's journey, you belong here because you are here. With gratitude this morning, as the bright summer sun reaches out from behind the clouds to nourish life, First Unitarian Congregation of Toronto gathers on the ancestral homelands of many Indigenous peoples from time immemorial. We acknowledge this is the traditional territory of the Wendat and Haudenosaunee. Today we meet at 473 Oakwood Avenue on the treaty lands and territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, covered by the Toronto Purchase, Treaty Number 13, with the British Crown. Many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people now call this city their home. We strive as individuals and as a congregation to be informed, to honor and care for the land, and to engage with integrity with Indigenous people. This land always offers us so much life, and we have so much life to offer it in return. My name is Alexa Yaffe. My pronouns are ze, them, and he, him, and I'm a member of this community and your worship leader for today's service. I'm joined today by Reverend Linda Thompson, Director of Congregational Music, Dallas Bergen, Director of Lifespan Religious Education, Angela Klassen, pianist Gregory O, as well as our AV technician, Matt Rideout. In today's service, we are going to be celebrating a coming of age for one of our youth, and Reverend Linda will be reflecting on the value of the stages of our living. I'm happy to bring you news from the life of the congregation. Please visit the welcome table just outside the sanctuary doors for information on what we do around here and to get connected. You can also say hello and register for our First Light e-newsletter. At 12 p.m. on Sunday, June 14th, that's next Sunday, the operations team will be running a fire drill as required by law. At least 30 to 50 participants are needed in the sanctuary for an effective drill, so if you can attend, it is greatly appreciated. There's also an overflowing amount of water bottles and other items in our lost and found bin just outside of the elevators. The items are going to be donated at the end of June if they are not claimed, so I highly recommend checking it out after the service so that your water bottle can return to you. For more information on these events and others happening this week, plus details about summer programming here at First U, please check out First Light. Thank you all for being part of the life of the congregation. And now as we begin our service, for those online, I invite you to light a candle or chalice if you have one close by, and join with us in saying our chalice lighting words. As we light our chalice, may its flame kindle within us the warmth of compassion, the glow of love, the fire of commitment, and the light of truth. We begin our time of worship, this time that we make sacred in our coming together, by greeting our neighbors while being mindful of and respecting their ways of saying hello. Please take a moment to greet your neighbors in a way that suits you and their comfort level. I now invite you to rise as you are able and join in singing together hymn 64, The Sweet June Days.
Good morning, everybody. It's lovely to see you all. We gather from many places along life's journey. Some of us are just beginning. Some of us have traveled many years. We come carrying memories and hopes, questions and wisdom. We come as children, youth, adults, and elders, each with gifts to share. Every stage of life brings its own challenges and blessings. Every stage of life offers opportunities to learn, to love, and to grow. Let us celebrate the richness of life's journey and the community, this one, that sustains us on our way. And please join with me now in sharing the words of our covenant. They're printed on your screen. Love is our doctrine, the quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, seek life in the end, that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with all. And I'm inviting Angela forward to help as we recognize one of our youth.
Beloveds online and in person, the Time for All Ages segment today is a moment to recognize a milestone for one of our youth, who in days gone by has come running in from the streetcar saying, "Did we miss the story?" Across cultures and throughout history, communities have marked the transition from adolescence to adulthood with ceremonies that recognize new responsibilities, deeper identity, and a changing place in society. Whether religious, spiritual, or civic, these rites affirm that adulthood isn't simply a matter of age, but a journey acknowledged and celebrated by the wider community. In Unitarian Universalism, this rite of passage is called coming of age. For many youth, it marks the culmination of years in our religious education program and a movement beyond the faith of childhood, which was shaped by story and ritual and family, toward a more mature faith in which they begin to explore and live out their own beliefs. Despite the delays, renovations, and moves between our temporary locations, 2 youth completed the full coming of age program, while life led their classmates, at least one of whom is here today, in other directions. Guided by dedicated facilitators Megan Edmonds, Lucy Anacleto, and before her maternity leave, Nicole Johnson, they worked through the Becoming program over the past 3 years, it shocks me to say. Together, they explored questions of meaning, ethics, values, human nature, and the divine, to name a few. From this process of reflection, participants were invited to create a credo, a personal statement of belief that expresses their UU identity. Broden Galarno, who completed the program but wasn't able to finish the Credo, due to illness, was a valued participant and is missed among us today. Helena DeYoung, who you'll be introduced to in just a moment, has agreed to share her Credo with the community that has loved and nurtured her, and in which she now takes up her own role as a first-year university student and trusted caregiver in our children's program. It's a pretty big deal to write your statement of belief and then stand in front of this group and deliver it. This is a sacred moment that I invite you into. I offer my deep thanks to our facilitators for their mentorship and guidance. Come on up, Meg. And now call upon Meg Edmonds to speak on behalf of her and Lucy, who is ill today. Come on up and formally introduce Helena to the congregation.
My name is Megan Edmonds, and on behalf of Lucy, Anacleto, and myself, I'm honored to introduce the congregation to Helena DeYoung. Helena is gentle but indomitable soul. She's very artistic, expressing herself through dance, and has a penchant for learning languages. She has worked very hard during the coming of age, grappling with hard philosophical questions and working through her understanding of her place on this earth. I admire her quiet courage, and when she differs in opinion, she phrases things in a way that is respectful and thoughtful, yet assertive, in a very Unitarian manner. Her level of commitment to coming of age speaks for itself. She has been attending these sessions for a period of 3 years in 3 different venues with as many different facilitators. It wasn't easy, and it took a lot of fortitude to come week after week, especially in the cold days of winter when it would have been easier to stay snuggled under the covers. She worked really hard on the assignments and took her homework very seriously. She wonderfully demonstrated that coming of age was not just a box to tick off, but an opportunity to truly delve deep and crystallize her personal values and beliefs. It was a way of thinking and processing life's challenges. It's clear she will take these insights with her as she embarks on her next stage of lifelong learning. Helena is incredibly sweet-natured and has a great sense of humor and a strong dedication to family. She values her family connections above all else and credits them with her positive outlook on life. It has been a real pleasure working with Helena and being on the coming of age team. The day we painted the glasses, the Easter Bunny mouth stuffing contests, the chalice making, the quiet days of reflection, all great memories. We wish her all the best this summer as a counselor at the JCC, and in September when she goes to York in the French program. She is living proof that the kids are indeed all right.
Hi, for those who don't know me, my name is Helena DeYoung. I'm 17 and I've been a member of this congregation for as long as I can remember. Growing up here, I became surrounded by the most supportive, loving people who as a community shaped me in so many ways. I truly believe that I am who I am today because of the people here. I've been dreaming about doing my credo since the day I watched my 2 older sisters stand up here and share theirs. And now that it's finally here, it feels a little surreal. Time really does fly. Over the years, life has taught me a lot about what really matters, about people, choices, the kind of person I want to be, and most importantly, what I believe in. I believe that everything happens for a reason, even if we don't understand it right away, even if sometimes it's really hard to see the reason at all. I believe that mistakes aren't failures, but opportunities to grow and learn, even if they're a little embarrassing at the time. And often, the things that feel like the end of the world at the moment are the things we won't even remember years from now. I believe that other people's opinions on your life are not as important as your own, and that most of the time, your true answer will be found by digging deep and following your own heart. I also believe that stressing about the future doesn't actually change it. It just makes you stress twice. I used to spend so much time worrying about what was going to happen, that when it finally did, it happened too quickly for me to even enjoy it. I believe kindness goes a long way, whether that's a smile, a small gesture, or simply taking the time to listen. I believe in surrounding yourself with people who will join in when you feel like dancing and singing, and not the ones who will tell you to sit down and be quiet. As I've grown, a lot of what I've learned has come down to the people in my life. One of my biggest life lessons I've learned is that the people you surround yourself with are a reflection of who you'll become. I like to think I've inherited the same generosity my mom welcomes everyone with, and the same ability to encourage others my dad has shown me every single day. And a lot of the chaos and dramatic energy my sisters have always brought to the table. I've learned just how important the small, silly things in life are to me. The pinky promises, the moments of laughter, the sweet treats I need after dinner, and the long, tight hugs you wish would never end. Because as I've gotten older and those moments have become less frequent, I've started to realize they matter more than I knew. Even the times my dad embarrassed me. I guess I never thought I'd say it, though. When I leave the house every day, my parents tell me the exact same thing. Make good choices and great things will follow. And hearing that every day has shaped the way I think about the person I want to become. It's those people and those moments with them that have made me appreciate the little things even more. When I was younger, I used to imagine what my life would look like when I got older. I didn't have everything figured out. Honestly, I still don't. But I always hoped that I would grow up to be someone I was proud of. Not perfect, not someone who always gets everything right, but someone who is kind, who cares about others, and who tries to do the right thing. I'm still learning and I'm still growing, but I think if my younger self could see me right now, she'd be pretty proud. This is what I've come to believe through everything I've learned. A life you're proud of isn't built at all at once. It's built in the quiet moments, the small choices, and the way you treat the people around you. And if who we are is shaped by what we choose, then I believe the best thing we can choose to be is kind. Thank you.
Helena, we have collected some blessings and wishes for you from across the congregation, different generations, people in your family, to mark this significant life passage. Some of them will be obvious, who they're from, others not, so I'll just let them be. The first one. A life path is charted each time we make an important decision. You will face situations when you will need to choose one direction over another. May you always pay attention to what you believe and have the courage to live your life as an expression of those beliefs.
Are you doing all three?
No, because I'm going to do this. Oh, yeah, sure.
Please do.
I don't have
I'm
all
going
three.
to do the family. I don't either.
Okay. I didn't get them.
Okay.
We'll send them to you. I've been away for a couple of days, and so don't have the most Dallas to the rescue.
Dallas has them.
Thank you. Wish 2. I have discovered that one life path is charted each time. Oh, we've read that one. My hope for you as you go out into the world is that you know you are a light and that you are needed. Know that you belong, that you are valued and loved because you are who you are. Stay true to what you believe. Let your light shine. And if you need help, ask. Remember our song, 4 Little Clues. And another one. Dearest Helena, after watching you grow from a small and sparkling human being into a tall and sparkling human being, always surrounded by love and support of your beautiful family and this loving community, I wish for you that you will always know the love from which you come and how beautiful and sparkling your heart is. I hope that you continue to learn and grow and share your light as you move through this world.
Takes a village to do a coming of age service. Thank you, Dallas. And now from your family, Helena. Today, as you stand on the edge of adulthood, we want to take a moment to celebrate you and the incredible young woman you have become. At 17, going on 18, you are entering a new chapter filled with opportunities, challenges, adventures, and discoveries. It's exciting to watch you spread your wings, but it also reminds us how quickly the years have passed. Parents, the days are long, but the years are short. As your sisters, we want you to know how proud we are of you. We've watched you grow, learn, overcome obstacles, and continue moving forward with determination. You have a strength in you that is remarkable, even when you may not see it yourself. You matter. No matter where life takes us, we will always be here to support you, encourage you, and share in your successes and challenges. As your parents, we want you to know that being your parents has been one of the greatest blessings of our life. From the day you were born, you brought joy, laughter, and love into our family. Watching you grow into a kind, intelligent, and capable young woman has filled us with pride. Our wish for you is that you always believe in yourself, trust your instincts, and never be afraid to pursue your dreams. Remember that you are stronger than you think, wiser than you know, and loved more than words can express. Helena, your future is bright. There will be moments that challenge you and moments that reward you beyond your expectations. Embrace them all. Learn from every experience, stay true to your values, and never lose the compassion and warmth that make you who you are. As you step into adulthood, know that you do not walk alone. You carry with you the love of your family, the lessons you've learned, and the strength that has always been within you. We are proud of the person you are today and excited for the person you will become. Happy coming of age, Helena. Meg, do you want to join me? And Helena, come on up. We just have a little token for you, Helena. In each of our coming of age services, we make a little presentation. So now you've finally come of age, and today you've taken your place in the pulpit and shared with us a glimpse of your beliefs and hope, something that takes courage and which many of us would find daunting. As a wise person in our midst has said, it would be easy for you to think that your work here is done. The truth is that what you have done here today, you will do many, many more times over the course of your life as your journey of discovery continues. That is the real work of life, to come of age over and over again. As a token of the affection of the congregation and in celebration of your commitment to our tradition, we present each youth who comes of age with a small artisan-created copper medallion stamped with a chalice, copper, that you can wear to remind you that you always have a spiritual home here at First U, and a bouquet of flowers to signify all that is in bloom as you enter adulthood. And Meg, you're going to stay for just 1 second. Meg, and virtually to Lucy, who is with us online, we also have a token of appreciation for you from the congregation for your dedication to leadership, both of you, and mentoring Helena through the study and preparation for this rite of passage.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. And children who would like to come downstairs with us, we are talking about David's story. David has written a lot of books, and David is dyslexic. And we're going to share one of his books about the 7 grandfather teachings of Indigenous people today. So we'll meet at the elevator.
Angela, I'm going to do the congregational wish.
Oh, sorry, yes, congregational wish, I'm sorry.
We're just muddled today, it happens. We're not quite done. Because I invite all of you, and Matt, if you've got the slide ready, for many years this congregation has held Helena and her family in our care. As we recognize her today, we offer care and commitment. Please join with me in sharing these words, expressing our commitment to Helena. May you know that you are loved. May you trust your own experience. May you seek truth with an open mind and an open heart. May you act with compassion and integrity. We promise and care as you continue to grow in wisdom, compassion, and courage. And may you always find a home within this community. Slides got cut off, that's my fault. And now folks can join Angela if they're going downstairs.
Enter with me now into a time of meditation and prayer. A time we begin with adapted words from Marta Flanagan, which will be followed by silence, then musical meditation with the lighting of candles of concern or joy and the sharing of our sorrows and joys. God of all generations, in all power, mystery, and design of this world, draw us near. Inspire us to see anew the life before us. Make us like the child who sees so clearly and touches so deeply. From the source of our being, we yearn for new vision, new eyes to see the world, new ears to hear the cries of sorrow and joy. Uplift us to the glories beheld in ourselves and in those around us. In this moment of life, sustain us in the silence of our own thoughts and prayers. Peace be to this congregation. Amen.
I'll have the responsive up here. So. This ritual is a way of us tending the connections amongst and between us, reminding us that we all live in an interdependent web. Our lives are connected one to the other, and that what touches the life of one affects us all. In these moments, we widen our circle of caring, thinking beyond ourselves, and expanding our ministry to support others as they live their lives, joys, sorrows, and milestones. And today, especially a milestone. I've had no sorrows submitted, but I know that there are those among you who have heavy hearts, some who are grieving, facing illness, and we hope that they find comfort. I invite you to bring to mind those that you are holding in your heart today. The folks online can express their sorrow in the chat, and I invite the people in the room to speak your sorrow briefly now. And there are sweet moments too. Peggy Cameron has shared with us that she really enjoyed a visit last Sunday from her brother Hugh and his wife Heather. They brought some cherished household family items and enjoyed their visit. May we cultivate gratitude. If you're online, please feel free to share in the chat, and I invite those of you in the room to share a joy now in one breath.
Thank you to Dallas and all the musicians and choir members for the concert on Friday. It was out of this world.
May all that has been shared here strengthen and renew the bonds between us. In joy, in sorrow, in struggles and success, may we together embrace life's blessing and endure its challenges, and always summon the strength to do our part to heal the hurts of the world. May we continue to live with courage and compassion, with gratitude and joy, today and always.
Sing
Hope rises. It rises from the heart of life here and now, beating with joy and sorrow.
Hope longs. It longs for good to be affirmed, for justice and love to prevail, for suffering to be alleviated, and for life to flourish in peace.
Hope remembers. It remembers the dreams of those who have gone before and reaches for connection with them across the boundary of death.
Hope acts. It acts to bless, to protest, and to repair.
Thank you. And please join with me now, rising in body and spirit, as we sing together 128, For All That Is Our Life. Thank you. Thank you. So, I like graveyards. I think it's perhaps because they remind me of family outings that happened when I was a child. A few times a year, we'd pile into the car and off we'd go. We'd visit two spots, both quite near to where we lived, equipped with a trowel, a watering can, and in the spring, a box of petunias. We'd visit the graves of my dad's mom, along with her parents, her sister, and his baby brother, who died a year before he was born. And then a short drive later, we'd visit the graves of Mom's great-grandparents and grandparents. Not my grandparents, they lived well into my adulthood. And in the same cemetery, we'd visit my paternal grandfather. My parents would tell me about their memories of the people. They'd get soft eyes. Sometimes they'd laugh. We'd stop and look at the neighbors. That's what we called them. Reading names and dates and wondering about their stories too. Of course, we always made the trip on a nice weather kind of day. That, there was nothing urgent about it. That probably adds to the sweetness of the memories. I think sometimes there was ice cream afterwards. But since then I've traveled, and when I've traveled, I've often found myself wandering through cemeteries. 11 years ago, Gary, my spouse, and I took a trip to New England, following a trail of ancestors I had only recently found out about. We considered it good luck when in a town near Lyme, Connecticut, a local man, someone of a genealogist, remembered a very small country graveyard down that road, turn left, past the farm, you know how that goes, and us, after trudging a bit, we found a small plot with some graves in it. It was maybe 20 feet by 20 feet. And after pulling aside overgrown vegetation, we found the grave of one of the many Samuel Gilberts that exist in my family tree. Other times, I've just wandered through graveyards. Once in old Quebec City, I was struck by a graveyard where a number of the graves all had the same death date, and I found that curious until I found out that there'd been a cholera epidemic at that time. Some people find my affection for graveyards strange. Maybe it's the historian in me that is attracted to them. I know that each of those graves is full of stories. Many lost to time, and they're stories that I'd love to hear. And yes, while death is pretty universally considered a sad thing, I remember that before the death, there was a life. Someone once said that when we look at gravestones, our eyes are drawn to two dates, the beginning and the end, and there's a dash in between them. In looking at the dates, I find myself thinking about the life. My great-grandmother, who I knew quite well, lived from 1880 until 1976. 96 years. I've often thought about the changes she experienced. Her early life as a lady's maid in Somerset, England, her marriage, her move to Canada, the technological changes she saw, including a motor on the sewing machine that she used to make her livelihood. Cars, airplanes, moon missions. What a span. But beyond the era in which someone lives, interesting in its own right, what truly tells the story is the person, the relationships. That's where the story in the dash lies. Everything that matters, everything that shaped a life happened in that space. Each of us here can tell you something about the date at the beginning of our dash, but we don't know when the end date is. But consider with me the dash of your life as much as we know of it now. It's no doubt a fascinating collection of stories, a journey with twists and shifts through many seasons. We often talk about someone's life as if it's one thing, but I think really it's a collection of ages and stages. In Hinduism frames, a life is considered in 4 distinct stages, each with its own task and each with its own question. The first is the student phase. Until young adult, the focus is on learninghood, character development, articulating personal values, building a foundation for life. We've seen that today. The key question in this stage is, what do I need to learn? The middle years in this framework are the householder phase. This is where someone thinks about work and livelihood, perhaps family life, and what it means to be a contributing member of the community, supporting and encouraging others. How do I contribute to the world becomes the focus question. Time passes, and in Hindu teaching, the next stage is described as the forest dweller, when one withdraws from intense worldly responsibilities, seeking to simplify and focusing on mentoring others and reflection. This is the time to ask, what do I need to let go of? And finally, in the elder years, the renunciate stage, the focus becomes less on giving and gaining and instead on contemplation, letting go of ego and status. This is the time when humans can usefully ask, what truly matters? You may find some resonance in these stages, you might not, but I do think it might be valuable to think about the shift from having and doing towards being and understanding that often accompanies us through life. From the perspective of age, I can observe these stages playing out in my own life and those I've known. And I sometimes think that a dash in between dates isn't enough. Maybe it should be a series of dashes, somewhere between someone's birth and death. Those of us who are young may still have vivid memories of our first school days. Others of us will find it harder to recall the sounds and smells of their first grade classroom. I can still imagine a few of them, some crayons and lunches. But we change and we grow. I'm not the person I was when I was 8 or 9, but I can see the connection between who I was then and who I am now. Perhaps you can make those connections too. Of course, the very idea of a dash, a straight, dark line between a beginning and the end of a life, is quite comical, as if life is that tidy. Most of us are traveling a line that isn't so easy to make out. There are dips, it wavers a bit, it fades a bit. Some of the dips and curves shouldn't really surprise us. After all, life is not always predictable. And sometimes the moments that end up shaping us aren't the ones we had planned or would have chosen. But shape us, they do. Losses and disappointments, new starts, even the ones we resist, these are part of our stories, the ones that make us who we are. I thought I had a plan. University, become a teacher, maybe find a mate, maybe have kids. But it didn't work out that way for me. I surprised myself. I'm not feeling sorry for myself. But if you'd told me in high school that I would grow up to become a minister, I would have laughed at you a lot. And if you told me that I would get married before I even started university, I would have said, no way. But here we are. I don't think ever in my wildest dreams I thought that I would be called upon to shape a memorial service for my 30-year-old niece. But I've done that too. Our stories are full of cliffhangers and tragic moments, as well as some sweet ones. We don't know what our particular mix is going to be, but it will become part of who we are. The dash, the stuff in the middle, that's what really matters. The dates on either end, well, they tell us something about the context of a life, but they don't really tell us that much about the life. What does your dash, as much of you know of it as at the present, tell us about you? What's the essential narrative of who you are? How shall we live our lives? That's truly the essential question. What story would your life tell us? What stories will be told about you? Sure, the achievements, the degrees, the awards, all of that will be part of your story. But is that truly how you want your life measured? What I'd like to hear about each of you, the stories I hope that we share with one another now before the final date are filled in, is this. I'd like to know about the people you've made laugh, the kindnesses you've shown, the relationships you've nurtured, the courage with which you have faced change, and the ways you have helped others flourish. I want us to share the stories because we aren't doing this alone, any of us. I want us also to tell the stories about the people who've been on the journey with us, the ones who've accompanied us, parents and teachers, friends and partners, children, grandchildren, communities of care. One of the things I love about this community and faith communities in general is that they are amongst the last remaining places where young and old and all the ages in between come together. Here in North America, we rarely live in multi-generational households. Excuse me. And despite the statistic that 40 to 45% of Canadians in their 20s still live at home with a parent, that's seen as surprising for a lot of people. Yet, for earlier generations and in some parts of the world, a 26-year-old who didn't live at home would be considered odd. But here we are. We do think we need to separate by ages. Our school systems work that way, and so much of society does. I wonder what is lost when we segment ages as much as we do now. 2 years ago, I was with my then 9-year-old grandson on a Sunday morning in the Hamilton congregation. We were chatting with a longtime member there, and she declared that she was doing very well, especially considering her age. Now, I knew that Val was quite elderly, but I was surprised when she shared, "I'm 102, you know."
Holy cool.
There she was with her cane telling me how old she was. Well, the look on Jamie's face, my grandson's face, was priceless. On the way home, I said, "Did you ever think you would know anyone who was 102? Never," was the response. But what a gift we offer one another when we can gather outside of and sometimes in age groupings. I treasure the Sunday mornings here when after the services I see people at the make and take tables that Angela coordinates. Children, elders, teens, all working side by side on a beautiful craft. It's precious and it's rare. It's now been nearly 10 months since we've been able to meet here regularly at 473 Oakwood. What you did in the years before that is remarkable. But it was, and you don't need me to tell you this, it was very hard, that wandering around from place to place. It's tough work strengthening and rebuilding beloved community when you can't sing together, eat together, share deeply, and do crafts together. You managed it, though. And I can tell you, from my vantage point, I see your collective shoulders starting to come down a bit. Your breathing is slowing. And I sense that the chatter in the rooms where you gather is more animated than it was. There are more activities happening. It's almost breathtaking how many activities are happening these days. The calendar is fuller this week than it was even a few weeks back. I'm glad that this exquisite multi-generational community is finding its way so that we can meet across the generations. One of the things I love about this and other communities is that we are laboratories for living. Here, the young can learn that old is not the same as obsolete. The old can be reminded of the curiosity of children. Each of us lives in the dash between birth and death, but each of us can only be at one point along that line in any given moment. Here we can at least witness other possibilities for other places on the line. Buildings are in themselves quite inanimate. Some glass, concrete, paint, wood, steel. Sure, some are more beautiful than others, but on their own, they don't hold a lot of meaning. It's the people in them. It's the lives lived that begin to matter. We have and we are living this space into being. Already, in the time that we've been here, these walls have seen a wedding, dedication of precious children, a service celebrating the life of a beloved who has died, and today we've honored someone who has grown into young adulthood here in our congregation. Here, in the time I've been with you, which isn't that long in your long history, I've seen tears, I've seen joys, I've seen hugs, anger, and delight. That's what happens in the dash, the thin line that tells a bit about a life. I love graveyards. I love thinking about the stories that are contained in the little dash. The dates at either end mark the boundaries of a life, but they do not reveal its meaning. The meaning is found in moments of love, in acts of courage, in lessons learned, connections made, and in lives touched. The dash is still being written for most of us. May we live it fully. May we appreciate each season as it comes. And may we remember as Unitarian Universalists that each stage, every age, every chapter is the journey, is part of the sacred story, is considered worthy. What will make your dash a story worth telling? Let us take a few moments together as we consider that question.
feel so energized from that. Thank you so much, everyone. Here at First, we practice our values and realize our mission through our weekly services, our programs, support groups, outreach, and our work in the wider world, all of which require time, intention, and giving. It is a joy to receive and a joy to give, whether it be giving your time and energy through volunteering, giving that lucky dime you found on the sidewalk, or your vast collection of various lucky coins you have found in various places. Your generosity ensures that your community can continue to give to you and give to others in the spirit of our shared vision. At the back of the sanctuary is a giving basket where you can make a donation, or please visit our website and click Donate to make a difference. And Matt will drop the link into the chat for our online friends. And before we close, a reminder that Barb will be having the story of Mark and me here in the sanctuary from noon until 1 p.m., and everyone is invited. So you can go to coffee hour for half an hour if you'd like to join, and then come back for the story of Mark and me. Thank you for your generosity. Will you rise in body and or spirit and join with me in singing hymn 86, Blessed Spirit of My Life.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us today. We hope you found connection and meaning here. We look forward to seeing you again next week in person or online. For those joining online, there will be an invitation to join a breakout group. There's a question that we suggest each week to prompt your conversation. Today's question is, what is the measure of a life well lived for you? And for those in person, of course, take the question with you into social time. And now, as we extinguish the chalice with these words, for all that is our life, may we be grateful. For all that has shaped us, may we be thankful. For all that still awaits us, may we be hopeful. And for all those who walk this journey beside us, may we be loving. Go forth in gratitude, wonder, and peace.